All right, hey everyone, I'm Patti. I'm a tree channeler. I channel messages from trees, and I usually have my pets around me when I do this, and I need to put my dog's leash down so that she doesn't run off to the squirrels. Okay, so I have like a spiritual tree service that I like to do, and it's basically where I sit in a meditative space with a tree, knowing that the tree is a harmony bridge within, so we can access higher self guidance and direction and visions. And it's so much fun, like connecting to the viewers. I never know what's going to happen when I start recording. I know something usually pops in, and we'll see what happens with this video. And I'm going to get my Chewini closer so the line's not across the screen like it is. All right, so thank you for tuning in. I always kind of end each video encouraging people to go find a tree that catches your eye and to sit with that tree, because the trees provide energy that is uplifting, and the trees have harmonics that brings balance into our own energy. So when you start sitting with a tree, you're energetically starting to balance your body out in a way. You start to balance the emotions inside your mind and in your body. They start to harmonize for as long as you allow it with the tree. And people can kind of do this without a tree. There's a lot of psychic mediums and psychics, or people with abilities that seem kind of like out of this world. But honestly, it's just a tuning fork, how you're able to tune in. And to do that, we do have to balance and actually sit still for once and not worry about what's going on in your mind or around you. So I have a viewer that left a comment, and the question was, what do the trees have to say to me? And I need advice and direction. This viewer, like so many other viewers and myself, when we go through any sort of transition, whether it be a relationship with someone else, a relationship with your job, I guess those are two pretty big ones right there, or a relationship with someone that had passed on or transitioned, there's usually some sort of interference in our life where we're like, hey, okay, you know what? I'm not really okay with what's going on. How do I press forward? And that's usually when people do start finding psychic mediums, and they're kind of looking for, what do I do right now? Because I feel clueless, I feel helpless. But the trees will allow you to access your inner wisdom and your inner guidance and your own vision. So when I get third eye visions, it's essentially my own spirit, my own soul energy that I'm communing with the tree, because the trees are able to just sustain divinity, soul energy. The trees just have this natural ability to harmonize, and they're allowing us to access the same with them, because, well, we haven't really been trained on how to do that maybe ever in our life. So here we go. I'm gonna relay a message to Alexis Manco. Alexis, I love that you have numbers on your name. 5751. I know it's backwards when I'm showing it to you on the camera. But man, Alexis, you are in the middle of something right now. And I went to my kitchen table to to close my eyes and connect to Alexis's energy. And I got a big third eye vision for her, for you, Alexis, if you're watching this. I love the vision that I got, and I love the messages that I got. And, you know, I sort of trained myself to do that with the trees. And the more I started doing it with the trees, the more I was able to bring that energy into my home, into my daily life, into just being meditative at home in my own space, and I'll get messages. Sometimes I get pretty distracted in my home, and I'm sure we all can relate to that. You know, if there's chaos with our decisions of life, then there's usually chaos in the home, right? So to get out of this insane life that we are leading, you know, back to nature, back to the trees. And my whole goal for anyone that wants a message from me is, Alexis, I would like for you to find a tree. This video that you were watching before, or I just channel messages, it's my own higher self coming through. And you can do that too, Alexis. You can have your own higher self guidance with the trees. You just sit with one that catches your eye. I'm definitely going to give you the vision I got and like the messages I got when I tapped into Alexis's energy and what's going on around her, and just herself in general. It was fun to connect to your energy, Alexis. Really fun. So anyhow, yeah, find a tree that catches your eye. Maybe there's been one behind your backyard this whole time that you can relate to. And yeah, I want to know how it goes, Alexis, when you connect to it. Because really, when we get outside and just sit down, you're going to feel the love and guidance surrounding you, probably even more than when you're at home. And then once you start bringing in that harmony of just being in nature, you can bring it into your life at a consistent daily level and get more clarity and guidance when you need it as it happens, like being in the flow state. You've probably heard that before, where we're not questioning anything, we just go with our good intuition. So Alexis, I know you have intuition like everyone else, right? Your intuition of where to go in your life, start growing in the direction that is the most helpful, the most kind, the most exciting. So if there's something that's not going on in your life that's not kind, it's time to take a step back and kind of just be the observer of life. Okay, so I'm gonna continue now with what I saw for Alexis at my dining room table. As I sat down, I actually wrote down your name and the numbers, and I can get into the numbers again, but so when I closed my eyes, I was at my dinner table and I connected to Alexis's energy. I got a big third eye vision, and Alexis, I saw you like a Pegasus, but instead of like a horse with wings, you were a tiger with wings. But then as I saw this beautiful image of Alexis as this amazing, powerful tiger with wings, there was this energy around you that came over to the right side of this vision, like kind of hugging around you, pulling you away, kind of like taking your, what would I call it? Like taking your attention away from what you should be doing. So when I felt that energy all of a sudden come through, I'm like, oh, okay, there's some drama juice going on that Alexis has been sipping on. So it felt like a male energy, but basically there's something in your life that is, how do I put this so I don't sound crazy myself? There is definitely a male energy in your life that is pulling you into their drama juice. So if you can, take a step back from this person or the situation. It could be a personal connection that went sour, or someone that you're still holding on to, even if it's not like the best energy. So how can I describe this even better? If it was a past relationship and this person is still kind of like creating things that you're still paying attention to, it's time to stop drinking that person's juice. Because the vision I saw was just this beautiful, powerful tiger with all the stripes and the orange, and I actually pulled out an orange card to write down your name and asking for any messages. And so like right away I picked up on a tiger that's orange with these powerful stripes and these beautiful wings, and that was your energy, Alexis. This powerful, can go pretty much any direction that you choose to go because you're so fierce. You can go the direction you want to go. But there's something right here on your right side of this image that I picked up on, and because it was on your right side, it felt like a masculine energy. So I'm like, okay, maybe it was a previous relationship that she was in, and for some reason this person is unfortunately still in your life somehow. It could be not because you wanted them still in your life, but because somehow they still are. So maybe they're within your family, or someone that is like one of your good friends and they're still connected that way, or I don't know. Just the vision that I'm going off of, okay, the feeling that I'm having is what I got. So basically, you're fierce and you know it, and you know you can fly. I have wings, I can fly, and the trees are going to help you come back to yourself so that you're not distracted by another person. And that can be hard to do, because I feel like when we're involved with family drama, or we're involved with like an ex drama or whatever it is, it's just so enticing to like get into that space. Like, oh, they did this and this happened, and I heard about that, and I can't believe they did this. And it's like, oh, no, okay, let's start to extract your energy of being involved with any kind of drama juice. Remove yourself from that mucky liquid, and let's start focusing on your own orange juice that you can create for yourself. Basically, I'm saying you gotta ignore the people that are around you for this masculine energy, or just some sort of drama energy that's been floating around you, because in your name, I saw 5751, and when I connect to 5, it shows up twice in your name, in your handle. And 5 is kind of like, because it repeated twice, it's like, it's time to pivot away emotionally from whatever's been keeping you back. And you may be not realizing that when you get involved with someone else's energy, it's keeping you from advancing in your own life. But as soon as you start to balance, because you have the 7 in your name, then you're going to start bringing in more divine energy, which is 1. So you have a 5751. So it's time for you to pivot out of someone else's energy, drama, whoever it is, whatever it is, was definitely pulling onto you for some reason. You don't need that person anymore. You just need yourself. You just need yourself, Alexis. Right now, you're this powerful entity. You're this powerful tigress with these giant wings that can take you anywhere, but you're allowing someone else to distract you. So these were the feelings that I got as I was tapping in to your energy at my dinner table. And I would love for Alexis to find her tree so that you can kind of confirm what and where you want to go with the information I'm providing you. And if it's helpful at all, I hope this is helpful. You know, it's nice being able to connect to someone that I haven't even met yet, but I know deep down who they are and what they want to be, or what they can be, or, you know, I know Alexis has this amazing potential that has yet to kind of fully bloom, because you're allowing other people to like take your attention away. And it's hard not to look away when someone has drama juice. That's what I'm calling it. So Alexis, let's do this. Let's just focus on you, only you. And that can be hard to do. When you have family around, or exes, or whatever, right? Because it's so enticing what they have to say and what's going on in their life. But no, silence the chatter, Don't involve yourself with someone else's life if it's not helping in any way, right? If the people that are around you are not really kind and they're not really helping you evolve, then why are we pulling ourselves into their direction? It's time to pivot away from it and start with connecting to a tree and closing your eyes and being meditative, because you know, if you're aware of being aware of spirit and energies and colors and auras and chakras and all these fun spiritual things, we get so distracted by our own inner knowledge, but we haven't put it together yet. We kind of floating around a little bit, and then it's like, oh, once we hit the settle down button, we connect to our trees. You start breathing again just for yourself and connecting to the harmony within yourself, as the tree is the bridge, because they're producing harmony, then nothing can really stop you other than yourself, right? So I don't know if you need to block someone or if you just need to just say, you don't need to respond to what they're trying to do or say. Because let me say one thing about a past relationship I had. I got involved with someone from India, and I thought, oh, this is the answer to my prayers, and this person's spiritual. And no, they ended up being pretty possessive and not very kind towards creativity. So once I finally realized that, I could have stayed around that person just to see what they might end up doing outside of the relationship I had with them. But once I realized that if I were to have just kept going in terms of playing into that person's ego and my own ego, none of us are going to grow into a fun, playful, kind person, right? So yeah, it's time to cut a cord of some kind, right? And it could be you block the person. It could be, I'm hearing, yes, block that person. That's just what I just kept hearing as I'm talking. So it might feel difficult, and it might feel like you still want to stay connected to this person, but you don't need to stay connected to someone that's not helping you evolve or to grow. My dog's on standby right now. She's like, who's there? We don't want that kind around here. Yeah, you told them, right? So I hope that was helpful, Alexis. I know that can be pretty intense to block someone, especially if it had been someone that had been with you for a long time. But it feels like they're not helpful. They're not growing. Yeah, we all have our own internal demons that are coming out. Once we become more spiritually aware, then we can acknowledge these demons and say, you know what, I don't want to vibrate with negativity anymore. I'm going to acknowledge that I used to be that person, but I don't really want that in my life anymore. It's okay to not be involved with someone else's business. So yeah, become that tiger, become those wings. I want you to fly, Alexis, without someone else's drama. It's time for you to grow for yourself so that you can expand your wings, and so the wings can take you somewhere else. So I hope that's helpful, but use your own discernment. I could say all these things and maybe it doesn't relate. I'm sure some of it does resonate. And that's why you probably clicked on my show, because it's uplifting. The messages that I download with the trees through my higher self, they are helping me in my life. I just switched from being a massage therapist to a dog walker. So I trusted my intuition, and of course you just grow towards your excitement. So the excitement being fun and kind and evolving. And if they're not fun and kind and evolving, then what are we doing with these people? No more drinking of the drama juice. Yeah. We need you to press your own orange juice. I want you to grow your own orange tree. And I feel like I picked out the color orange for the card I wrote for you because, the orange tiger showed up in your vision with the wings, but auras are a big deal to me, and I'm sure they are to you, Alexis. And the orange is the passion, so you're a very passionate person. But that can also lead to like passionate conversations that can go either spectrum, right? Passionate about arguing or passionate about something that you love to do. So it's now time to focus on what you love to do for yourself alone. It's time to cut out the people in our lives that are not helpful and that are not helping us to evolve. And it's not a power struggle. It's not like, oh, I'm better than you. No, it's when you separate from someone, it's actually the most kindest thing you can do, because if you stay with someone that's not helping you grow, then it's to our own detriment, right? So if you separate yourself from someone, completely blocking them, it's because you're taking the next steps for your own growth, not for that other person's growth. They're like hindering your growth, and they're hindering their own growth too, because people get stuck in a cycle of negativity, whatever it is, right? So you're doing the best thing you can do for yourself and that person by separating from them. Because I got a 5, a 7, and a 5, and a 1. So once you start pivoting into your own harmony, you're going to start bringing in your own godlike energy, your own intuition even more. So I love the fact that there's a 1 in your name, because that just means you have the ability to bring in more harmony for the world, especially for yourself, and harmony being knowledge of the divine to grow. So whatever that might look like for someone. It could be that you start working towards a passion that you've always had on the side. I just started sewing some dog toys for fun because I like sewing, and I'm obsessed with my dog as my own spirit guide. So start growing towards your passion. Still keep whatever it is you need to feel stable in life. Don't quit your day job is what I'm trying to say, but start start some more action towards your passions. So, Alexis, I'm getting time to remove this negative male energy that I was picking up on. It was on your right side in that vision, and it's time to focus on your passion because your orange aura here. And but it's up to you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I am just relaying what I feel like is going on. So, I want to see if I can get my cat in this screen. We're at 23 minutes. Come here, Biggie. Oh, here comes the dog. The dog would be jealous if I started trying to get Biggie in. Come here, Biggie. See, maybe Biggie doesn't want to come. Maybe this person that we've been trying to get their attention just doesn't want to come, and they're like turning their back, but they're still looking at you. And let's not try and pull someone in if they don't actually want us around either. You deserve someone that rings all your bells and whistles. We all deserve someone that wants to be with us. So if this person is kind of like, yeah, you can see me, you can kind of touch me, I'm kind of around, kind of cat energy, but they're not really involved with you, just a little bit here and there, nah, it's not worth our time to be around someone that doesn't want our own love. You gotta find your own love again for yourself. You gotta slow down. Slow down, Alexis. Find a tree. Close your eyes with the tree. And I want to know which one you find, Alexis, because all trees are carrying this beautiful angelic harmony for us to tap into. and to slow down and to feel it. And once you start feeling the energy of the tree as your own, you're not going to be able to resonate with anything less than balance and peace. We'll work towards those things because we have our own emotional baggage, so to speak, that we still have. So, but we got to acknowledge it, and that's the best way to start transmuting our own imbalances, acknowledging it. So acknowledge what is holding you back from just focusing on yourself. You're this powerful tigress with wings, but there's someone holding you back from your own power. So, yeah, you don't need someone that you have to get their attention. You don't need to go after anyone that you're trying to get their attention. Someone's going to be matching your frequency soon enough. When you start working more on yourself, you're going to be opening up more doors to more experiences, different people, and you're going to see like how far off other people are from their own harmony once you start finding your own. So 26 minutes for Alexis. This was a fun one. Man, Alexis, you have so much passion, so much fire. Well, we got to keep it focused for yourself and no one else. Don't get distracted by people that may not even appreciate your fiery passion and where you see yourself going. Yeah. So, yeah, I see that person going away anyway. So, yeah. Okay, let's take a big deep breath. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you, the spirit of the tree. And I'll end it with the beginning. My whole channel is find a tree. Find a tree that catches your eye. Sit with that tree. No expectations other than the tree is there. It knows you're there. It has harmony. It has this beautiful energy. When I see tree energy, I see crazy blue. I see crazy orange. Those are like the two main auras that I see with trees when I look at their roots and I feel their roots and I can see their roots energetically. Orange is like the passion for growing and existing for themselves and interconnected. And the blue that I see with the trees are just like these massive communicators. Like no other species is able to communicate the way that trees do. They're interdimensional. They communicate to other worlds, other realms, because the trees are connected. They're more advanced than we are. When I see their blue energy in their roots and the orange energy in their roots. So I'm really excited that I'm able to like tap into this knowledge because everyone is their own psychic. Everyone is their own divine antenna. And it's time to start cutting down the branches that don't serve us. You know, I don't want to grow tall with someone that won't really match my excitement or at my level, right? Gotta find someone that rings all your bells and whistles and appreciates you for who you are. All right. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. This is my sugar pine tree that's right next to where I live. This is my dog, Pilla. Pilla means puppy in Hindi. So thank you for watching Pilla. I don't think we got Biggie on the screen. I don't know, I have to look, I can't remember. But, all right, I'll catch you guys later.